This video is to show you how to create a collage of Polaroids from just one photo. So the directions for this are posted in Schoology. So there are step-by-step directions. The directions mention Photoshop. Just use the directions for a PC. Some of the shortcuts do not work, but I will go through and show you step-by-step using Photo P in this video. So the first thing you need to do is choose what photo you're going to use. Make sure that that photo is resized and edited and ready to go before you start creating the collage of Polaroids. So step one, open up your image and then duplicate your background. You're going to do that by going Control J. So now you should have background and you should have a layer one. We're next going to add a blank layer in between our background and layer one. You add a blank layer by clicking on the little post-it note looking thing down at the bottom of your layers palette. When you click on it, it will say layer two at the top. You're going to take it and bring it below your layer one and your background. We are going to fill this layer with black. In order to do that, we would need to make sure that over in our toolbar, our foreground background color is set black to white. If it is not, you can hit the background right here where it's black and white to set it. And you can hit that little arrow to swap white to black for the background. I'm going to make sure black is my foreground color. And then I'm going to use my paint bucket. Your paint bucket is hidden behind the gradient tool. Just select it and click on the paint bucket. You're then going to select the picture by clicking. You'll notice nothing will happen to your photo, but if you look over at the thumbnail, you'll notice that it has become black. Your next step is going to be add another blank layer. So now you're going to go down again to that little post-it note looking thing, click on add new layer, and you're going to have a layer three that is above your layer two. You're going to go over to your toolbar again. This time you're going to select your rectangular select tool and you're going to draw a rectangle. This is going to be the first part of your Polaroid. We're also going to fill this little tiny rectangle section with black. So what you're going to do is, again, make sure black is your foreground color. You're going to click on your paint bucket, and then inside that little selection, you're going to click, and it is going to, again, you won't see anything within the photo, but if you take a look over at your thumbnail, you'll notice you have a little black rectangle. In order to get rid of that selection, you're going to go Control D to deselect. That would be my dog. All right, next selection you're going to do is you are going to clip your layer one to that selection. So select layer one, then with 2 fingers on your trackpad, click down and select your clipping mask. Your entire image will turn black, and then you will see a tiny little arrow in your layers palette that points to that little layer map, that little rectangle. That is showing you that that is clipped together. Now what we're going to do is add another blank layer. So again, down at the bottom, click to add a new blank layer. This layer we're going to drag below our layer 3, and we're going to go over again to our rectangular select tool. And this time we're going to create a rectangle that is around the photo. So this is going to be the white section of the Polaroid. Remember that in a Polaroid, the bottom is a little bit thicker than the top and the sides. This is going to be filled with white. So just like how we filled with black, we're going to go over to our rectangle, our foreground background color on our toolbar, and we're going to hit the arrow so that the white is forward. I'm going to click on my paint bucket tool, and I'm going to click on the inside of that selection, and that will fill it with white. So over on my right with my toolbar, you'll notice a layers palette. You have your layer 1 that is clipped to the black layer. Then you have your white layer that we just did, your black layer 2, and then your background. I'm going to go Control D to deselect. All right. We're going to add a drop shadow to this white layer. You're not going to notice it now, but later on when you have multiples of the Polaroid, you're going to notice that there will be a shadow. On the handout, it tells you exactly the different numbers that you should use for the options for the shadow. So you're going to go make sure that layer 4 is highlighted. You're going to click on EFF and you're going to go to where it says drop shadow. The dialog box is going to pop up and you're going to place your opacity at 30. You're going to place the angle at 120. You're going to place the distance at 5 and the size at 5. And then you're going to press OK. So again, you won't be able to really see that, but you'll be able to see it later on when you have multiple of the Polaroid. Now what we're going to do is rotate this, because when you have the Polaroids, imagine they're kind of like on a table, all kind of unorganized, sprawled about. So you're going to hold down Shift and select layer 3 and layer 4 together. Go to Edit, go to Free Transform, and pull your cursor to the side, and then you can rotate your image. Press Enter to accept, or you can use that little check mark at the top. All right, so now we're going to make it easy to copy this. So we're going to highlight layer 1, layer 3, and layer 4. And down at the bottom, there is what looks like a little file folder. We're going to click on that, and essentially what we just did was we clipped everything together. We basically put everything within this file folder. So if I click on it, you can see that I have everything in the file folder. We are going to duplicate this file folder in order to create another Polaroid. So with that file folder highlighted, you're going to go Control J. You're going to click on the arrow so that you can see your layer 3 and layer 4. Highlight layer 3 and layer 4. Take your move tool, and you're going to move that in order to place your Polaroid. That's my dogs again. You're going to go to Edit and go to Free Transform in order to rotate your images. They're really doing this, huh? Great. Oh my God. So once you have duplicated that folder, once you have duplicated that file folder, you're just going to keep duplicating it by going Control J, clicking on the arrow, and then selecting layers 3 and 4, grabbing your move tool, and then moving it to the next position. Edit, Free Transform in order to rotate, to place. And then again, you just keep doing that. So again, highlight, Control J, highlight 3 and 4, bring it over, edit, Free Transform, rotate to fit. And when you are completely done, file, export it as a JPEG. If you're working in progress, make sure you save it as a Photoshop file so that you can save all of your layers. You should probably have about 10 different folder layers when you're finished.